Laura's graduation, where she's the valedictorian. Just about to get started here. Band over there. Today is January 16th, 1989. Around the audience.
Take her out, she's already there.
Big audience here.
I know.
Kids are all marching in and out. Coming off from the stage and then walking around and seating themselves. That's Laura. Last one.
Good morning and welcome to the graduation ceremony and award ceremony for the Washington Middle School class of 1989. We gather today to honor these 187 graduates who have processed in front of you. This is a milestone in their lives. They've accomplished very much and have a lot to look forward to. We're very proud of every one of them. On behalf of the staff and especially the graduates, we welcome you parents, family, and friends. We thank you for joining us on this very important occasion in their lives. It's my pleasure, before we go on, to introduce several important guests who will be participating in the ceremony with us this morning. Present on the stage is La Habra Police Chief Ron Meehan. Also present on the stage to award diplomas is Tony Valle, member of the La Habra City School District Board of Trustees. I believe also somewhere in the audience is Dr. Rich Herman, District Superintendent, and Ruth Fair, Assistant Superintendent. Somewhere. We thank Mr. Spencer for his direction of the band. He will be leaving momentarily to go to Imperial. They have a ceremony starting in about 1 minute. And ably assisting him at the end is Ray Boving from Sonora High School. We thank Mr. Spencer and Ms. Boving. Your programs today are courtesy of Mr. and Mrs. Tim Schilling, the printing of them in Mulhern Realty. We thank them. And Mr. Tom House of
Ready, begin. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated.
to present the American Legion Awards to the American Legion Boy and Girl, may I present the Commander of American Legion Post 267, La Habra Police Chief Ron Meehan.
Thank you very much. Each year, the local post of the American Legion presents to the outstanding male and female student the American Legion School Award. This award is presented to those students who exemplify the qualities of courage, honor, scholarship, leadership, and service. It's my pleasure this morning to award to the female recipient of this award, Jennifer Mann. And to the male recipient, Joel Bascom. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief Meehan. He informs me he needs to leave. He has other important meetings keeping La Habra safe, so if he excuses himself, please understand. It's my pleasure to introduce Washington's Assistant Principal, Mary Wright, to present the Most Inspirational Boy and Girl Award. Mrs. Wright.
I hope you'll notice that we planned ahead so well. We're trying to keep the sun behind the clouds for another 45 minutes so you won't bake. This Most Inspirational Award is a real difficult one to choose in this class because we have so many students who are really a credit to the class as far as their way of dealing with other people, their caring attitudes, just the way they present themselves at school. The girl that we have chosen to receive the Most Inspirational Girl Award is a real go-getter. She makes others feel good about themselves. She cares an awfully lot about her classmates. She's always smiling. She's very athletic. She's cute, too. It's just disgusting. She's very involved in student activities. She's a cheerleader, and she's also an honor student. Would Jennifer Nowlin please come to the podium? The young gentleman that will be receiving the Most Inspirational Boy Award is very well liked. He's kind. Others like to be with him. He's a real team player. Mr. Burley tells me he is a great athlete, and La Habra High School should thank Mr. Burley for sending him there. He's a leader, a great sportsman. When he loses, which isn't very often, he has a good attitude, and when he wins, he doesn't rub it in. He's an organizer. In fact, Mr. Burley has told me that every homeroom that he has been in has won in sports. And obviously this boy likes pizza because that's what the prize is when you win in a particular sport. Kang Chung.
It's my privilege now to give awards to 28 students who have honored themselves in our school by earning the Presidential Academic Fitness Award. Beginning in 1984, the President of the United States initiated the Presidential Academic Fitness Award to recognize students who are graduating and have also maintained honors grade point average of at least a 3.3 and have received at least an 80th percentile on a standardized nationwide test. Today, 28 of these graduates distinguished themselves. I would like to share with you a letter from President Bush that each of the graduates will also receive. The White House, March 6th. Congratulations. I am pleased to salute the recipients of the Presidential Academic Fitness Award for 1989. The rewards of a good education are as limitless as the mind it helps open and as lasting as a lifetime. You are obviously making the most of your educational opportunity, and for that I commend you. You've proven that hard work and dedication do make a difference. I know this award is a source of great pride to your parents and teachers, and it should be for you as well. Your accomplishments encourage me that America's future will be in good hands. Barbara joins me in congratulating you for this honor and in sending you our best wishes for every future success. God bless you. Signed, George Bush. Congratulations. As I call your name in alphabetical order, would the 28 please come forward and receive their award, and please stay on the steps until all 28 have been announced. Joel Bascom. Lisa Bondurant. Damon Collier. Judith Cullerton. Christian Demke. Christy Foreman. Nancy Frausto. Jill Goodrich. Jody Hay. Christine Horning. Adam Hurt. Steve Insalaco. Paroja Irani. Craig Isley. Steve Kincaid. Laura Kuntz. Jennifer Mann. Christina McKay. Jennifer Nowlin. Greg Rasmussen. Melissa Rechtenwald. Jason Roberts. Jay Salem. Robbie Tooman. Joy Utterberg. Emily Warren. And Kelly White. I think it's terrific we have so many that it takes us a while to get them shuffled, and the stage is so full we can't even see everybody. Congratulations to all of you. You may return to your seats. You know, we never do this exactly perfectly. My apologies. We skipped a name. In my old age, my vision fails me. Mike Newcomb, would you come and get your award, please? He always wanted the stage to himself anyway. Could we ask the jazz band members now to join their band?
those who are our salutatorians for this graduating class. That means that their academic average was the second highest, and we had a tie, and we always like that. The first person I want to introduce to you is Jennifer Mann. Jennifer, would you come up, please? Jennifer told me that she's lived in La Habra all her life, and she attended Valencia, which is no longer a school in La Habra, and Sierra Vista. And I asked her who her favorite teachers were, and she said probably Mrs. Monzo and Mrs. Gaby and Miss Anarino. And she had a real big smile on her face, so I think there were a lot more. She said her favorite subject's English, and maybe the subject she puts off till last is math. She's been in a lot of activities. She's president of CJSF. She's been in leadership 3 years. She's a cheerleader. She said the neatest thing that she can remember about being at Washington Middle School is when she was in the 6th grade, they wrote storybooks for young children. And then they went into kindergarten classes and read these stories, their own originals, to the kids. And she said that was really a rewarding experience. She has some very lofty goals. First of all, she wants to become a teacher, and then Secretary of Education, and then the first woman president, Jennifer Mann. Lisa Bondurant, could you come up, please? Lisa hasn't lived in La Habra, or in Brea is where she lives now, quite as long as Jennifer has, but she's been in this area since she was 3. She attended Ladera Palma and Sierra Vista. She says her favorite teachers are Mrs. Monzo and Miss Anarino too. Those 2 ladies must have something going. She says her favorite subject's English, and also the subject she does last is math. She is a cheerleader, and that's one of the favorite things she's done at school. She's also been in leadership and CJSF. And she said her best memory of Washington School was Mrs. Monzo's surprise party in the 7th grade, and I remember that was quite a surprise. She said her future goals are pretty simple. She wants to go to Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara or UCLA, and she just wants to be a doctor. Lisa Bondurant.
Are you ready to start our speech?
What speech? I didn't know we had to say a speech.
You mean you didn't bring the speech that I gave you?
You didn't give me a speech.
Yes, I did. Well, never mind. There's nothing we can do about it now. Here we go, folks. What were we supposed to say? Mr. Manti told us to reflect on the last 3 years.
Wow, 3 years. 3 years is a long time.
But it went by so quickly.
Yeah, I can still remember our orientation day, where we had to get our pictures taken for our first yearbook.
And where we received those notebooks that we carried for 2 years.
Wasn't that the pit?
Wait, let's gather our thoughts together here.
We're 8th graders, we're mature.
And we're the salutatorians for the class of '89. We can do it.
First, let's introduce ourselves.
I'm Lisa Bondurant.
And I'm Jennifer Mann.
Wait a minute. I'm Jennifer Mann.
And I'm Lisa Bondurant.
And we have been given the privilege to reflect upon
Some of the important things the class of '89 has gone through.
during the past 3 years.
So, Mr. Manti.
Yeah, where is Mr. Manti? He was supposed to help us with this speech.
I haven't seen him since the CJSF dessert.
But seriously, he was always there for us, and we thank him.
And Mrs. Wright, it seems when she was helping us, we could do no wrong, and we thank her.
Oh, and let's not forget the faculty. Oh, without them, we couldn't be up here today.
Do you remember all the PE teachers trying to make us run the mile?
Or our math teachers? Wasn't that fun? If it wasn't for them, we could be valedictorians.
Our reading and English teachers and other faculty have made our 3 years very enlightening.
But if it wasn't for the sacrifice and tolerance of all of our teachers, we couldn't graduate today.
To our honored guests and parents, we truly thank you for being here today.
And of course, the class of '89.
Welcome to the graduation ceremony.
Join us as we reflect for a few moments. Gosh, the past 3 years have gone by so fast.
Yeah, do you remember how scared everyone was the first day of 6th grade?
Do I remember? Everyone was afraid of being trash canned, which never happened, or being made fun of by the 8th graders.
Never dreamed of becoming 8th graders.
We sure had fun in 6th grade.
Do you remember the pilgrim trip? After that, we all looked like actors from the movie The Return of the Living Dead.
What about those corny jokes Mr. Kavanaugh used to tell?
Boy, were those funny.
And do you remember Aaron Berger and Farrah Herrera fighting over who was right in Miss E's English and reading classes? When everyone knew I was right.
No, I was.
You sound like Aaron.
Well, let's get back to the subject. Do you remember anticipating the social, our first dance?
And almost wetting our pants because we were so nervous.
And then there was 7th grade. Oh, glorious 7th grade.
Where we got to dissect a sheep's eye.
And run for cheerleading and office.
Man, that's a joke. Have you seen those two cheerleaders, Jennifer Mann and Lisa Bondra?
Boy, are they bad. And one thing that really stunk was when everyone who participated in the archaeological dig had a surprise. They found kitty dung.
That was the worst.
This is also the year that some of us lost a good friend, Tracy Connick.
She is with us today to be with the class of '89.
Many of us have lost and gained good friends during the past 3 years, but the memories will never leave us.
During 7th grade, one of our all-time favorite teachers moved up.
Mrs. Monzo. We will all miss her, even though it seemed like we couldn't get rid of her.
Then 8th grade came, the golden year, where we learned to elaborate and not be ambiguous with our thoughts.
This year we learned a lot about each other. We broke the barriers and became the class of '89.
We didn't stay in our little cliques. We became a family.
We were finally able to pick on 6th graders.
We did numerous book reports and projects, but 8th graders' all-time favorite was the Red Badge of Courage.
We were finally looked up to.
And this was the year many of us lost a great cheerleader and friend, Marie Baba.
We didn't want to see her move to Japan, but life has to go on.
She will be deeply missed.
Then another teacher, also one of everyone's all-time favorite, moved up to 8th grade.
Missy, many of you will say she was the meanest teacher alive, but she was only this way so she can make us.
Good, hardworking, and don't forget, achieving students.
Even though we were dreading another year with her, many of us could stay 5 extra years with her.
But the second best thing that happened in 8th grade happened on grad night.
Let's just flash back to that night. For those of you that weren't there, just imagine 130 or more hyper teenagers enjoying their night when all the lights go out.
We find out that there had been an accident and a man had hit a power pole. It had to be ours. It seemed like forever, even though it was only 40 minutes. We entertained ourselves by playing elementary school games and singing TV show theme songs.
I guess this just shows that the class of '89 is full of electricity.
Which leads us to the best thing that is happening in 8th grade. Graduation, what we're taking a part of right now.
Lisa and I ask you, the class of '89, to cherish these few moments left, because just like our history teachers have once said, they will soon become history.
We will never pass each other in these halls again.
Even though we will see each other, it'll never quite be the same. The time we had together is unique.
We will never share these moments like we had the past 3 years.
The things we do from now on cannot be like the things we have done here. Our class of '89 is special.
Class of '89, remember today the joy we share.
Class of '89, cherish the good times, for they were good, but like this speech must come to an end.
Class of '89, we love you, good luck, and God bless you all.
We want to salute the teachers for bringing the electricity out of us. And the class of '89 for putting it into effect. Class of '89, you really do shine.
Could you believe they never practiced that before? Congratulations, girls, that was terrific. It's my pleasure now to have your teachers come forward and give the first of the class awards.
Hello, I'm Cheryl Blodgett, and I'll be presenting 2 awards for physical education for girls. First award goes for outstanding class participation, and this goes to this year I have 2 girls who were just outstanding in their effort and participation, and on the mile run, they were 2 of our top people. With Jennifer Nolan and Magdalena Jimenez, please come forward. Next, I'd like to present an award for outstanding participation in sports, and this goes to, for the girls, I have 2 awards for outstanding, besides class participation and in our after-school sports program. We have a limited program, but we had some of the 8th grade girls that went out for everything and were just out there really participating and trying, and I'd like to recognize them for their sportsmanship, participation, and their team commitment. So would April Hemingway and Margaret Alonso.
Gives me a great deal of pleasure today to present 3 awards. The first of these awards is for the outstanding PE aide, and it goes to someone that was always there to help. He helped set up for the track meet, he helped set up for the boys and girls soccer games. Would Chris Campbell come forward, please? The next award in physical education is for the outstanding boy in physical education. It goes to a young man that by his example, he showed his others that his others looked up to him. He was an outstanding athlete, a class leader. He was squad leaders in many sports. Would Joe Garcia please come forward? The last and most prestigious award, I've given this award the past 17 years, but not one person is compared to this athlete this year. This person was the quarterback on the football team and most valuable player. He was a starting forward in basketball. He was the most valuable player and center forward on soccer. He won the district 100-yard dash and was the anchor man on the relay team. Would Kang Chung please come forward?
been an interesting year in science. We've done some new things, some old things, but always interesting. Even after having taught this for 20 years, I still find it exciting and hope the students do too. I have several awards to give. I'd like to honor 2 students from first semester and 2 from second semester. So from first semester would Jody Hay and Jay Salim please come forward. And from second semester, Christy Foreman and Robert Stewart. I have 3 more students I would really like to recognize. They have been my aides. They not only had me for 2 years in science, but they also volunteered for a 3rd try at it, and they have been wonderful. They've done all of the work, they've corrected papers, they run errands, but most of all, they've helped other students in my classes and have been real TAs, and I'd like to recognize all of them. Craig Isley, Robin Romo, and last but not least, Vince Sheehan. Now I have to put on another hat. For the first time in several years, I'm back in the math department. I'm one of those math teachers. I happen to like it. I really do. I've enjoyed teaching it, and I've had some neat classes this semester. One person comes to mind who's been wonderful. She's worked hard. She's done all of her homework. She always tries. She's friendly, cooperative. I've really enjoyed her just so much. Would Magdalena Jimenez please come forward?
Hi, I'm Mrs. Galelli, and I am the sponsor of the yearbook class. This is a very unique experience for the students. They have an obligation, and I think at least it's fun for me, I hope it's fun for them. Their obligation is to record the history of the school year. And we've had some wonderful kids in the class, and it's, like I say, it's my favorite class. Every year I panic at deadline time. Those come along pretty regularly. And this year, as I have in the past, I've had students who say, don't worry, we'll get it out, we'll do it. Well, this year I was doubly blessed. I had 2 students, which is quite rare, that I could just sit there and they would go and get pages that weren't finished. They would finish them. They came in and did extra work. If somebody wasn't doing their work, they'd go over and say, come on, let's get this done. So it took a big load off my shoulders, and I think we turned out a wonderful book. And those 2 students are Jennifer Wappershaw and Jennifer Hernandez.
Hello, I'm Mr. Selway, and I teach art and PE. And it's my privilege each year to present the Outstanding Artist Award. And the criteria for this award being outstanding performance in Art 1 and Art 2, creative effort outside of the regular classroom setting, and also good citizenship. This year's award goes to a young man, Damon Collier.
The next awards are given for perfect attendance for this year. And let me tell you, that's pretty hard because we had the flu at our school and we had chicken pox. I even think we had measles this year. So if you manage to avoid all those bad things, I think you really do deserve an award. We have several students who haven't missed a day. What I would like them to do is come and stand in front of me as they call their names. Kang Chung, Joseph Garcia, Letitia Gomez, Robbie Guy, Adam Hurt, Karoja Arani, Stephen Kincaid, Louisa Martell, Greg Rasmussen, Jason Roberts, Oscar Sepulveda. Now I'd like these students to remain up here for a minute, please. And step down one step. Thank you. We have one other student that I never see in my famous after-school detention for being tardy to school. He's a student who's had 2 years perfect attendance and has only missed 2 days of his total 3 years at Washington School. He must really love us here. He comes every day. Damon Collier, would you come forward, please?